Let's start coming to child's pose. Toes together, knees out wide, and reach your hips back to the back of your mat. Get your deep Ujjayi breath going. And begin to come into all 5 of your senses. Feel the mat underneath your hands and toes. Feel the breath expanding your ribs, opening you up. Exhale everything out. Inhale and feel for widening and deepening your breath deep down into your ribs and side ribs, belly and back. Exhale, rinse it out. Downward facing dog. Curl your toes under, pull your belly in, and lift your hips up and back. And right here it's the first down dog, presumably, of your day. You can bend your knees right and left and right and left. And sway your hips from side to side if that feels good. So play around, feel where you feel open. And feel where you feel a little constricted. And breathe into those constricted places and the open places. Step your feet together. Inhale, raise your right leg up. Bend your knee and stack your hips. Feel for opening up. Pull your left underarm to the sky as you make circles with your knees, hip circles, one direction, then the other. Inhale, reach your leg up. Exhale, put it down. Other leg. Inhale, float your left leg up. So check and see, did you throw it up there or did you float it up there? And then bend your knee and stack your hips. Spread your hand bones down into the mat. Keep reaching your standing heel down toward the earth. Make hip circles in one direction. And then the other. Let your head hang heavy. Straighten your leg, breathe in. Put your leg down, breathe out. Inhale, look to the front of your mat between your hands, bend your knees, and then tiptoe your toes to the front of your mat. You get all the way forward, inhale, halfway lift. You can use your hands on your shins or your thighs. Exhale, ragdoll. Separate your feet, maybe a little wider than hip width. If you want, you can take a hold of opposite elbows and sway from side to side. Feel earth in your legs. Press down through the 4 corners of your feet. Then inhale and lift your toes, your low belly, your arches, and spread your sitting bones wide. Exhale, let your upper body spill like water. And then add breath to it. Release all that joy. Press down into your feet. Inhale and roll up to the top. With your last sip of air, reach your fingers through the ceiling or up to the sky. Pull your low belly back. Exhale, land your hands at your heart. Soft bow of your head. 3 ohms together. Exhale everything out. Big inhale for Om. Breathe in. Rinse out. Let's party. Sun salutation A. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Lift your toes, lift your low belly, stretch your heart away from your hips. Exhale, step back to the top of a plank. This is high plank. Firm up your thighs, pull your belly in and send your heart forward. Place your knees down. Modified Chaturanga, slowly lower down. Elbows go straight back. Low Cobra, point your toes. Slide your hands forward a little bit in front of your shoulders. Lift your elbows. Then inhale, pull your heart mostly forward and a little bit up. Stay here for the exhale. One more inhale, pull your heart forward with your hands. Exhale, down dog. Belly in, go back. So we started slow. Smooth your breath out like creamy peanut butter. Or if you're more of a fan of almond butter, you can make it smooth like that. Make the sides of your feet parallel to the sides of your mat and spin your inner ankles back, inner thighs back. Big wrap of your shoulders like you learned. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, walk to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. We'll move a little faster, but you don't have to. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga or modified Chaturanga, you choose. Inhale, Cobra, maybe a little higher. Maybe up dog. Exhale, down dog. Ujjayi. That victorious breath. Every breath is a victory, especially right now. When people are having trouble breathing, what a gift this breath is. What a victory. Tune into it. Let it sustain you, support you, hold you, carry you. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, walk, step, or float. Ooh, that landed hard. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise and shine. Go up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Scoop your heart like you're looking over a cliff. What's down there? Chaturanga, go back. Inhale, up dog. Bend your elbows and pull your heart through. Lift your heart. Down dog. Drishti, that's the place that you focus. Drishti. Choose one spot and see it. And then soften your gaze. Draw the pit of your belly to the spine. Inhale, look to the front of your mat, bend your knees. Exhale, walk, step, or float your hips high and come to the front of your mat. That was softer. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise and shine. Exhale, hands to your heart. Sun B, bend your knees. Inhale, chair. Building heat with your breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Draw your heart long. Exhale, Chaturanga, go back. Inhale, up dog. Inner thighs lift up to the ceiling. Exhale, down dog. Warrior one, right side. Step your right foot. Right to your right thumb. Back heel down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Chaturanga, go. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Left side, warrior one. Plant your left foot. Inhale and roll your heart forward. Draw your left ribs back. Exhale, Chaturanga, let it go. Then you flow. Inhale, up dog. Put your head through the ceiling. Exhale, down dog. Ujjayi. sense your breath like a sensory organ. You use it to feel your lungs, your ribs, your body. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees, walk, step, or float. Halfway lift, breathe in. Bow forward, breathe out. Utkatasana, chair pose, bend your knees, lift your heart. Exhale, forward fold, dive in. Halfway lift, scoop your heart. Chaturanga Dandasana, go back. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Warrior one, right side. Plant your feet and from earth, go up, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Press all the breath out. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Left side, warrior one. Roots in to rise up. Chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Smooth your breath out. From your fingertips to your hips, get long. Draw your front ribs into the body and expand your back body. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, walk or hop. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, brains to your toes. Inhale, chair pose, sit low, lift heart high. Forward fold, exhale. Long spine, breathe in. Chaturanga, breathe out. Up dog, deep breath in. Down dog, deep breath out. Warrior one, right side. The warrior's heart, you go up and maybe you go back a little, belly in. Chaturanga, let it go. Up dog. Down dog. Left side, warrior one. Inhale, rise. Dig into your front heel and your back outer foot. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Inner ankles into the midline. Down dog. Imagine you're tearing the mat in half with your feet, energy in your legs. Put tiny bends in your knees and lift your thigh bones, lift your kneecaps. Inhale, look 12 inches in front of your hands. Bend your knees. Exhale, walk or hop to where you're looking. See where you get to. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Celebratory, sit in your throne. Exhale, forward fold. Long spine, breathe in. Chaturanga, listen for the change. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot a little to the center. Inhale, float your right leg up high like a flag. Bend your knee, stack your hips. Pull your left hip back and flip your dog. If you don't want to flip your dog, well, then you just don't. You can stay with your leg lifted. But reset your feet at 12 o'clock. Heart to the sky. Take a big inhale. Lift your heart away from your hips. Exhale, slide your shoulder blades away from your ears. Squeeze your right elbow in. Open your heart. Maybe even reach back. Okay, high plank. Side plank. Right hand to right forearm under your elbow. Left arm to the sky. One modification is bottom knee down. Albina's doing that. Another one is top leg over. Another one is stay here and enjoy it. It's a great place to be. Lift both hips high. For those of you who want to take your shin, you can. For those of you who want to take your big toe, you can.
Somewhere, take a contented breath. This is my offering today. Breathe in. Let it go, Chaturanga, breathe out. Knees up or down. Up dog or cobra. Down dog. Crescent Warrior, right side. Step your right foot between your hands. Back heel up. Inhale, rise up. Hands to your heart. Crescent prayer twist. Exhale, twist. Right away, long breath up your left side body. Exhale, dial your right ribs, right elbow back to the wall behind you. If there's no wall, just dial it back. All the things. You could have your back knee down. You could go for a little more arm over your leg. Scissor your inner legs in. Inhale, float your heart away from your hips. Exhale, back bend your heart open. Listen for the change. Inhale, come up, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Open up into a warrior two stance. Belly in, inhale, lift your heart. Extended side angle, right forearm down, left arm to the sky. There's a chest opener, so albino straight up, yes. Feel for earth in both feet. Press down to get more. Then draw the pit of your belly to your spine. Inhale, float both sides of your ribs up. Exhale, turn your heart open. There's a half bind here if you want it, a full bind. Your hand can be on a block or the earth. You can relax your right ear to your right shoulder. And then the one ingredient that all poses have, pause and enjoy at least one breath. Hands to the mat, Chaturanga, let it go. Press all the breath out as you go down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. You have another side. Inhale, float your left leg up. Bend your knee and stack your hips. You can stay here, turning your left armpit to the ground, right armpit to the sky, or flip your dog. Flip it. If you flip your dog, do it enthusiastically. Yes. Lift your toes. Draw the pit of your belly in and tuck your tailbone toward your heels. Open your heart. Maybe even look up and look back. High plank. Right away, side plank, no hesitation. No time for a story to creep in there. If you've got your legs stacked, spin your thighs into this Tadasana and tuck your tailbone to your heels. That's for everybody. And then play with it. What's your variation? What's your offering today? You can stay here, say that's it right there. Or you can take your shin, or you can take your big toe. Okay, Chaturanga, Vinyasa. Down dog. Breathe in. Open your mouth and let it out. Inhale, look to the front. Exhale, walk, hop, or float. Halfway lift. Breathe in deep. Exhale, bow. Inhale, chair. Inhale, hands to your heart. Thunderbolt prayer twist, left elbow, right knee. So this pose is called Thunderbolt because it looks like a lightning bolt. Really press down into your outer feet, draw your inner ankles back. Maybe your left knee crept forward. Draw your left knee back in line with your right knee. Then inhale, little baby back bend in your upper back as you get long. Exhale, turn your heart open. So side crow is possible from here, opening your arms. But what's also possible is taking a breath and saying, I'm happy just where I am. I'm happy just where I am. It's really advanced yoga. Inhale back to center, that's chair. Hands to your heart, go to the other side. Lean into your heels. Pull the pit of your belly back toward your tailbone. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, dial the barrel of your chest toward the sky. Open up. Slide your shoulders down your back. Feel free to explore. What is this? What's a possibility for you here? What's the possibility that is calling you right here in this pose? Fingers to big toe pose, forward fold, exhale. Widen out your feet, maybe a little wider than you think you need to. Wider is not bad, it's actually more stable. Pick up your big toes. Inhale, lengthen. Bend your knees a little or a lot. Exhale, fold. Let your head dangle down. Then use your arms to pull. Let your elbows widen out. Inhale, find the little baby secret back bend in your upper back. Scoop your heart without lifting your head. Then exhale, draw your shoulder blades away from your ears. Maybe you can start to straighten your legs. Think about your sitting bones moving down toward your heels. Feel for that. Hands to big toe pose. So you're changing the variation by putting your hands flat underneath, palms up. Stand on your hands. This is the other handstand, the easier one. Toes to wrists, pull up with your hands, press down with your toes, and then you can massage your wrists with your toes. Inhale, belly and wide sitting bones. Let them go wide. Exhale, upper body soft like water. It's like a gentle waterfall. Let the top palate of your mouth soften down to the ground as you widen your collarbones. Release all that joy. Crow pose, or if you're not crowing with us, Malasana means that wide-legged squat. So Albina's doing crow, I'm doing Malasana. Those are your variations right now. Toes together, knees out wide and crow, and then bring the backs of your arms and plug them into your shins, even both crow and Malasana. Lift your heart. Then lift your butt up, and maybe your toes come up. Press the floor away from you with your hands and crow. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Round your upper back a little. There you go. Boom, that got your core going, didn't it? One more breath here. Breathe in deep. The exits to Chaturanga. Exhale, Chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Yeehaw! Down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk or float like a butterfly to your hands. Butterflies are transformational. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, but it's messy while they're transforming. Bend your knees, inhale, chair. Exhale, Tadasana, hands to your heart. Feel center line. Press your hands. We're moving into balancing poses. So balancing starts from earth and center. Feel that. Earth in your feet. Hug everything into the midline. Eagle pose. Inhale, arms up. Wrap your right arm under your left and your right leg over your left. Spiral your thighs in, and then imagine that you're isometrically sending your heel forward. That'll put some more weight into your heel. Inhale, lift your back bottom ribs. Exhale, send your tailbone down toward your heels, pull belly in. Float your elbows up for now. Then tweeze everything to the midline. Feel your eagle wings spreading, or in Albina's case, her dragon wings. Inhale, unwind everything. Other side. So this time it's left arm on top, left leg on, left arm on top, left leg over. Breathe deep and slow. If your hip is going way forward on one side, pull it back. Wrap everything to the midline. Maybe your toes hook. This time pull your elbows down as you lift your heart up. You can sit a little lower into your heel, a little low, like you're sitting down in an eagle's nest. Release. Inhale, unwind your arms. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Standing leg raise. Shift your weight into your right leg and pick your left leg up. Hold your shin and then get really long in the spine like you're a column holding up the ceiling. If this feels okay, you can catch your big toe with your left hand. And then straighten your leg. Almina's doing it. So it's either shin or toe. Breathe. Find center line and then lift up along the center line. Draw your left shoulder, left hip back. Breathe in. Send your left leg left. You can stay there. You could hold your shin. If you're feeling really talented today, you can look over your right shoulder. Give a little wink like yoga journal cover. Hey. Shoulders to your spine. Come back to center. Listen for the transition. Hands to your hips. Straighten and point your toes. Stay here. Engage the muscle at the top of your thigh. If it's cramping, that's good. It's getting stronger. Lift it a little higher as you draw your belly in. Shoulders go back. So you're not leaning forward or leaning back, but you're going straight up. Inhale, bend your knees, arms out, airplane. Swing through to airplane with a bent knee. Then re-straighten. Make a letter T for talented, tremendous. Breathe in. Take your thumbs and face them to the screen for now. And then, I'm assuming you're facing the screen. And then roll your thumbs skyward. Draw your shoulder blades to your spine and away from your ears. Open up. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Right arm goes down. Hand could be at your hip or left arm to the sky. With your lifted leg, press the earth. Press like you're standing on the wall behind you. Flex your toes. If you want to take the back bend version, you can bend your knee and catch your foot with the top leg. Only if it feels good. One more breath across your heart. Breathe in and open up. Ragdoll, let it go. Shake it out. Woo, that was a lot on one side. You can say, I love my other side. Inhale, roll up. Hands to your heart. Left foot down, right foot up. Without any extra story, drama, or fiddling. Just come right into the pose. And start to notice when you're practicing that we add a lot of stuff into our poses. We like fix our hair. We like tell a little story about the pose to ourselves. And the practice is just get in the pose. Get in the pose and be in it. And add your breath. Woo. If it feels okay, then send your right leg right. Oh no, I cut off Almina's face. Let's cut it off a little more. Okay, this thing, you can see Almina. Shoulders to your spine, front ribs in. Lift through your heart. Maybe look over your right shoulder. Maybe look a little further than you usually do, just to get out of your habitual way of practicing, even for a breath. Come back to center. Hands to your hips, straighten and point your toes. Whew. Really point your toes and really lift. Feel this muscle. Hello, muscle. Hello, hip flexor muscle. Piriformis and all those good things. Okay, airplane. Inhale, lift your knee, pull your belly in, and then swing through. Make the sound. Be in it right away. Whereas Baron used to always say, he's like, take all the slop out of your practice. Turn your lifted toes to the ground so that you start to clean it up so that you can really be in it as intended. Yes, you can modify and quickly sort of get into the practice of breath and being in the pose. Half moon. So your hand can go on a block or the earth. The block can be really tall. At the pinky toe edge of your foot, about 12 inches in front of the pinky toe. Right under your shoulder, open up. Tuck your tailbone to your lifted heel and press through that heel. If you want the back bend version, do it. It's called Sheersh-Asana, sugar cane. I think it's because it's so sweet. Breathe in. Ragdoll. Oh. Oh. Huge breath in. Open your mouth, make a sound. Press the floor, inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands at your heart. Dancer's pose, let's dance. Okay, put your weight down to your right foot. Pick up your left foot from the inside. Inhale, float your right arm up. You can stay pretty much upright and then press with your foot into your hand. Find earth, dig down through the bottom of your foot, and then find center line. Press your foot into your back hand and your hand back into the foot. Inhale, lift your heart. Maybe now exhale, belly and hinge forward. Start to draw your right ribs back, left ribs forward. Scoop up from behind your heart. And release. Other side. Left foot down, right hand palm out. And then pick up your foot from the inside. Knees together and start to spiral them in to start. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, you go. We're playing with that dance of effort and ease. Discipline and surrender. Grace and grit, right? It's like right in the middle of that, 50-50. Open up to grace, soften. Slowly come up. Release. Okay, tree pose time. Shift your weight into your right leg. Pick your left foot up. It can be on the ankle, it can be on the shin, or above the knee, not on the knee. Okay. Hands at your heart. Tadasana, true north. So earth in your feet, center line, and then possibility when you're ready. But from stability to possibility. What's the possibility that's calling you? Okay, release. Switch. Go to the other side. Right now, in it. Boom. So in yoga, like the unspoken end of every cue is right now. Right now. Because everything in yoga practice is right now, from here. Right now. Find earth. Right now. Breathe deeply. Right now, choose to work in a way that feels supported and full of possibility. More earth, lift your heart even more. Maybe even look up. Maybe even look a little back. Maybe find a point where it feels a little scary as you tuck your tailbone and lift your heart. Release. Oh. Shake it out. Come on back to the front of your mat. So after all that balancing, it's good to get earth again. Grounding series. Bend your knees, inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift, breathe in. Chaturanga, breathe out. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Listen for the change. Crescent Warrior, right side. Firm up your inner thighs. Inhale and rise up with your low belly in. Open up, Warrior 2. Triangle, straighten your front leg. Inhale, reach your fingertips toward your front foot, and then tilt. Right hand on something solid. Open up. So your cues when you're teaching are going to come from what you see in your students. But right now I'm not seeing you so much. I can see Albina. Bend your front knee a little. Hug your heels magnetically in toward the midline. Inhale, telescope your ribs up out of your waist. Exhale, pull belly in and tuck both sitting bones to your back heel to decompress your low back. Now be in it. Feel it. There comes a point in the pose where you stop fiddling and you just say, here you are. This is where I am today. Pyramid pose. Oh, excuse me. Separate leg forward bend. Bring your left hand down. Turn your toes to the left edge of your mat. You can check and see if your feet are parallel. Make the outer edge of your feet parallel to the sides of the mat, or the short edge of the mat. Put tiny bends in your knees. Hands on the ground for now. Inhale, scoop your heart long. Keep that length, belly in, fold. If you're folding forward, you can start to walk your hands back. Elbows tweeze in like Chaturanga. Eventually, maybe the wrists, base of the wrist in line with your heels. Inhale, broaden across your upper back and your collarbone. Exhale, fold. You can use your hands to push the earth forward to send your heart down. Some of you, this would be like tripod headstand moment. Some of you, bend your knees more so you're not gripping in your low back. Suck the pit of your belly up toward the sky. Release. Pyramid. Walk your hands around to your front foot. Step your back foot in about at least 1.5 feet and a little bit to the left. Press into the big toe mound to draw your right hip back. Your hands can be on blocks, your shin, your thigh. Inhale, get long in your front body. Little baby back bend. Exhale, fold. Internally rotate your inner thighs. Drag your right hip back as your left hip floats up. Inhale, float your ribs gently toward your toe with the front foot. Exhale, chin to shin. Twisting triangle. You might need to reset your feet even more, a little bit more forward and a little bit more left, back foot. Left hand on the block, right hand at your hip crease, on your sacrum to remind it to stay flat, or to the sky. There's a little bit of a magnet between your heels, like they're yearning to get toward one another, and scissoring of your inner thighs. Put a little bend in your front knee so you're not rigid. Inhale, telescope your left ribs toward your front toes. Exhale, turn your ribs to upper ribs open. Take a breath in, lengthen. Exhale, turn at your navel line, open up. You can shake your hips side to side if that feels good. Chaturanga. Let it go. Vinyasa, you can just skip it and step straight back to down dog. Inhale, up dog. Broad collarbones. Spin your elbows backwards and tug at the earth. Down dog. All righty. Step your left foot forward into Crescent Warrior. Inhale, rise up. Lift your back heel up. Open up, warrior two. Triangle. Left hand goes on something solid. So you put your left hand, boom, like an anchor into your shin, your thigh, the earth, or a block. And then you create the shape. Let your breath be the guide. If I can't breathe, I may be rigid somewhere, or I may have gone too deep. Lift your kneecap of the left leg and inhale. Draw your left ribs and your right ribs away from your waist. Draw the pit of your belly and exhale and tuck your tailbone to your back heel and plug your back heel in. Open your heart. You can sway a little. Separate leg forward bend. You can take a different arm position. I'm going to talk you through one, but you can take any arm position. Interlace your fingers at your low back. Bend your elbows, and if you can press your palms, do that. Then if you're ready, inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Some of you can straighten your arms, press your palms, and start to let your arms fall overhead. If that feels terrible, don't do it. You can kind of move from side to side in your legs. Inhale, send your sternum toward the earth with your neck long. Exhale, pull belly in and fold. Spin the inner thighs back. Firm up your legs and send your tailbone toward your heels. Feel that energetically. Let go in your upper body. Let it be soft. Hands to your hips. Hands to the earth. Pyramid. I use my hands to walk around. And then step back foot forward. I'm wiggling my left toes a little bit, whole left foot a little bit to the left so that my front toes are at 12, my back toes are at about 2 p.m. Inhale, use your hands, fingertips to claw your heart forward. Exhale, press into your fingertips and your front big toe to send your left hip back. Relax your neck. Ujjayi. Feel for spreading your breath down into your low back and sacrum, especially your left hip. Exhale, feel for letting go. Upper back, neck, head. Okay, twisting triangle. So if you gave a lot of cues on one side, it's okay not to give a lot of cues on the other side. So work your legs, inner legs. Tweeze your sitting bones a little bit toward the midline. Then inhale, grow long through the front of your heart. Exhale, roll both shoulders away from your ears. There's an external rotation in your bottom shoulder. So it's like with your bottom hand, right hand, you're turning a dial clockwise to get that external rotation. Enjoy. Chaturanga, enjoy that. Enjoy Chaturanga. Or enjoy skipping Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Well, this is a good time for a deep breath. Breathe in. It's always a good time for a deep breath. Open your mouth, let it out. Blah. Well, this time you're going to let your tongue come out. Inhale. Exhale, let your tongue come out and roll your eyes up. Lion's breath. One more. Breathe in. Lion's breath. High plank. Lower all the way down. You can have your knees down. Lower down slowly like Chaturanga. Locust Pose. We'll do 2 variations. So do the adjustment in your legs. Lift your right leg, stretch it back, inner thigh up. pinky toenail down. Same thing with the other side. Stretch it back, inner thigh up, pinky toenail down. Hands alongside your torso, palms facing the earth. Inhale, lift your chest forward and up. Lift your head up. If it feels okay, lift your arms up and roll your thumbs forward toward the front of your head and then up toward the sky to get your shoulder blades onto your back. If it feels okay in your low back, lift your legs so that everything is lifting up from the platform of your hip bones pressing down. Reach your sitting bones toward your heel. Lift up the back of your head and go higher, open up. Okay, release. Oh. Woo. Right here on the mat, relax. Second locust variation. You can do the first one again or interlace your fingers at your low back. If you can press palms, do that. Knuckles toward your toes. Inhale, float your upper body forward and up. Draw your shoulder blades toward one another and then gently slide them down your back toward your hips. Maybe your legs come up. Strong tuck of the tailbone toward your heels, lift up. Breathe across the top of your heart in this space that you're making. Lift the back of your skull higher. Release, left ear on the mat, relax. Ooh, you can wiggle your hips side to side. Bow pose. Dhanurasana is the bow. And you have options. We'll do 2 of these. If you're having trouble accessing both ankles at the same time, do 1 at a time. If it hurts your low back, do one of the first ones with your feet down. Catch your feet from the outside. Flex your toes. Press your legs into your hand. Inhale, lift your heart up. Some of you then can lift your thighs up. Keep pressing your legs strongly into your arms to lift your heart. Send the crown of your head to the ceiling. Chin into your throat. Lift up. Release. Ooh. Right here on the mat, relax. Wiggle your hips. Okay, we have another one. Get excited. This is opening your heart. And that's scary, but exciting too. Catch your feet from the outside. If you're having a really advanced day, you catch your feet from the inside with your thumbs up. Squeeze your inner legs to start like you're squeezing a block with the fronts of your thighs. Press your feet into your hands and roll up. Inhale, lift your heart straight up toward the ceiling. Exhale, let your shoulders slide down your back. Strong legs press. Go a little bit higher as you breathe in. Let it go. Oh. Woo, you can wiggle, you can make windshield wipers with your legs. Right here on the mat, relax. Upward facing dog. The best upward facing dog you've done in your whole life. Right now. Bring your hands back like Chaturanga arms. Use your hands to claw the earth back as you pull your heart forward. Then up. Nail your big toes into the mat. Draw your heart away from your big toes and then up toward the sky. Bend your elbows and claw. Back of your neck long. Down dog. Camel pose. Get ready. So for me, camel pose, I put my knees on the mat and I fold the mat up. So I have more stability in my knees and less pain. If you don't need it, don't do it, but you could try it just to see what it feels like. Then bring your thumbs or your whole hand, like Albina has, to reach your tailbone down, to coax your sacrum down. Send your hips forward slightly. Inhale, press into your shins and lift your heart up. Exhale, bend at your elbows and send them straight back. If it's okay on your neck, look up. And if it's okay on your neck, look back. Keep lifting your heart up. For those of you who feel really open, hips can move forward now. Then right hand to right heel, left hand to left heel. Pull your heart skyward. Open your mouth just a little so that the breath can get in. Release. Come out the way you went in. Sit your hips to your heel. Take a breath in. And a slow breath out. One more of those. Yes, please. So if you've been living in a way that's like felt sort of closed off, this is the medicine right here. Each pose has its medicine, this heart opening medicine. So set it up, stabilize. It doesn't mean you have to go as deep as you possibly can. Only go as deep as it feels like you can breathe. You're still getting a lot when you're upright. And then maybe hands to heels, maybe. Send your hips forward and your heart skyward, curl up. Release. Sit your hips to your heels. One hand on your heart, maybe both. Soak breath right into the top of your heart, right at your collarbones and across the bones at the front of your chest. Exhale, softening your jaw, your throat, your heart. Slide your heels out to one side. Spin your legs around, lie down on your back. Bridge. You can have a block. If you want to do bridge with the block under your sacrum, that's a good restorative way to do it. And if you're feeling good, then just do it without the block. Another way to play with this is to put the block in between your thighs so you can feel inner legs. Bring your heels to your bum and then press into your feet. Inhale, roll your low back up. Mid back up. Back of your heart toward your nose. Exhale, wrap your thighs in like you're squeezing the block at the top of your thighs and press straight down into your inner legs. Inhale, float your heart away from your hips. Exhale, curl your pubic bone a little bit toward your navel, plug into your heels, and reach your tailbone toward your knees. Put the breath right at the top of your heart, sides of your heart, back of your heart. To come down, curl your pubic bone toward your navel and slowly roll down. Good news. It's wheel time. This is the peak pose, really. We've been warming up the whole time to get to wheel so that wheel will feel like you're integrated, you have center, and your heart is ready to open. You can always do bridge again. Otherwise, bring your hands by your ears. Elbows point up and then wrap. Inhale to the top of your head, unless that hurts to weight on the top of your head. Exhale, straighten your arms. Send your inner feet into the mat and your heels into the mat. Spread your toes down to the mat and bring your wrists, shoulders over your wrists as you draw your armpits back. Relax your neck. Release, come down. Supta Baddha Konasana, let your feet go together now. Breathe in. Open your mouth, breathe out. That was so amazing. I think we should do it 2 more times. 2 more times. Bridge or wheel. Come on up. This is usually the part where I remind you, if you're going to ask your students to do it, 3 wheels or wheels, then that means you probably ought to be able to do it too. You can't ask your students to do what you're not willing to do. Suck your armpits back. Imagine you're ripping the mat in half with your legs and your arms. Release. Ooh, breathe in. You can do Supta Baddha Konasana, or you can have your feet wide and your knees together. Breathe out. Okay, let's do it. Here it is. Wheel. Last one, best one. Imagine if you could only express what's in your heart by movement and breath. What would that look like? Come on up. Okay, make your way out. Nice and easy. Chin to your chest, come down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Feet together, knees out wide like a butterfly, like a diamond. One hand over your heart, one hand over your belly. Soak breath right into the space under your hands, into your heart, into your core. Exhale, feel for softening, opening, allowing. The heart doesn't recognize perfect. Heart doesn't care about perfect. The heart leaps. The heart leaps. The heart expands. Bring your knees together. Hug your knees in, give yourself a little squeeze. Dead bug or happy baby. Catch a hold of the sides of your feet. Make the back of your neck long so your head is on the ground, and then you can rock from side to side. Happy dead bug. Flex your toes. Breathe down into your low back. Imagine if the breath could stretch through your heart, down into your low back, your kidneys, your sacrum. Exhale as you pull on your feet, reach your sitting bones, your sacrum to the mat, and you can sway from side to side like a happy baby. If you want to take half straddle, you can. Full straddle. This is one of those luxurious moments when you're not in class and you don't have to worry about sticking your foot, your sweaty foot in someone's nose, so enjoy it. Unless you're at home with somebody, and then you can go ahead and stick your sweaty foot in their nose, I think. Maybe.
I'll stick my toes in your nose.
Okay, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Stay here, breathe. You know what time it is. It's now for abs. That's right. All right, you have a couple of choices. Bring both legs straight up to the sky. You can have your hands like in a diamond shape and place that kind of underneath your sacrum. Or I like to put my 4 fingers with straight arms underneath the mat and then kind of tug the mat away from my head, and that helps me flatten my sacrum. Then bring your right leg 1 inch off the ground. Keep your left leg where it is. If it feels okay, lift your head, look at your belly or look at the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale, raise it up. Inhale, lower your left leg. Exhale, raise it up. Woo! Inhale, lower. Exhale, raise it up. Inhale, lower. 2 inches off the ground or higher. Exhale, raise it up. Flatten your low back. Inhale, lower. Exhale, raise, belly in. Inhale, lower. Exhale, raise. Is this easy?
Mm-hmm.
Inhale, lower. Exhale, raise. Inhale, lower. Exhale, raise. Inhale, lower, belly in. Look straight up. Exhale, raise. Make the back of your neck long. Inhale, lower. Belly in. Exhale, raise. Inhale, lower. Exhale, raise. And then you can keep doing that, or if you're feeling having an advanced day, then bring both legs 2 inches off the ground. Oh my gosh. Straighten your legs. Pull your belly in. Maybe look up at your toes. Pull belly in or look straight up if that strains your neck. Breathe. Make the back of your neck long. Stay here. Breathe. 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 Inhale, legs up. Exhale, bring your knees in. Oh. Woo. All right, now you have bicycle abs. Exciting. Interlace your fingers like a basket right behind your skull. You always have the same thumb on top. Switch your thumbs and all the fingers one so that you do it in a non-habitual way. We're breaking up habitual patterns just in simple ways like that. Interlace your fingers behind your skull. Widen your elbows for now. Inhale, bring your knees up over your hips, flatten your low back, belly in. Inhale, curl your head and shoulders up. Exhale, twist right elbow to your left thigh. See if you can make them touch. Straighten out the other leg and switch. If they can touch, great. If they're like, hell no, they're not going to touch, don't worry about it, but lift your elbow up. Eyes high toward the ceiling, elbows wide. Get off of your shoulder blades if you can, belly in. To make it easier, keep your knees more bent and higher. To make it more challenging, straighten your legs more and bring them lower to the ground. You choose. Do what works for you now, and then do the work. Do the work. Do maybe what your body doesn't want to do, but isn't painful, just uncomfortable. Step into uncomfort in the easy ways like this, and then when it becomes more at stake, you're like, oh, I know how to do this. I know how to step out of my comfort zone. I'm doing it right now. Yeah, and then even twist across your body, belly in. These cross-lateral movements wake up both sides of your brain. Makes you more intelligent. Enjoy getting more intelligent. Your core is getting more intelligent for sure. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness, stretch out. Woo! Boat pose is next. How you get to boat pose is up to you. You can rock and roll vinyasa, hop through the boat. You can hug your knees in and roll. You just roll to one side and come into boat pose. That's a V, upright seated V with your knees in toward your chest and your chest toward your knees. So stage 1 is heels come in and maybe just lift up a little. Stage 2 is you hold the backs of your thighs and bring knees to chest, squeeze your legs. Stage 3 is one or both legs straighten. Stage 4 is you let go with your arms and lift your heart. Stage 5 is maybe you go up. Oh my goodness. With your arms, yeah, alongside your ears. Okay, release that. Cross your legs, hands by your wrists. Roll like you're gonna touch your nose to your belly and lift up. Okay, back to it. Boat pose. Choose your medicine. Which version of the pose is yours today? Breathe in. Draw the pit of your belly to your spine. Roll forward onto your sitting bones. Lift your heart. If you want your arms up, do it. Woo! Holy shamoles. Okay, cross your ankles the other way. Hands by your hips, belly in. Pull up from your perineum, mula bandha. Okay, right back to it. Third one, best one. Boat. Do your boat. Open up your collarbones, lift your heart, squeeze your inner legs. Maybe your legs lift. Maybe your arms lift. Maybe you fall over. Okay, release. Vinyasa. Pick up, go back. You can skip the vinyasa and just go to down dog. Pigeon right side. Inhale, float your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right upper arm, right shin to the mat. Outside your torso, right foot a little bit in front of your left hip. All the modifications that you've learned for your own body. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And settle in. It's time to settle in. If you want a little more, there's a slight adjustment you can do is curl your toes under, lift your back leg up, and then straighten through your inner ankle. Roll your inner thigh to the ground or to the sky. outer hip to the ground a little, and then put your toes back down. Inhale down into your low back, your low belly. Exhale, feel for softening through your ribs, your jaw, your eyes, your throat. Settle in. Let go in your tongue, your teeth, your cheeks. Let go in your low belly, your shoulders, your ribs. This pose is so much about surrender. Don't fight it. Invite it. Invite the opening in. Walk your hands back, down dog. Just step back. And if you want right away, you can raise your right leg up, bend your knee, you can make some hip circles. You could make a sound. Sometimes like stuff wants to get out and you just and it's gone. Inhale, float your left leg up. Pigeon other side. And right into it. So set it up. So you set yourself up for success in the pose by stabilizing it and making it feel stable and comfortable. Then you just allow the pose to happen. Forward fold. I've learned that the deepening of my practice, both physically and mentally, spiritually, mostly has come in the last several years from letting it happen. Sort of getting my resistance, the effort, the struggle out of the way. Just set it up and then open up as an invitation. Let your breath do that work. Inhale into the places where you feel sticky or stuck. Even a little bit of movement. And exhale, feel for the softening of the edges of those stuck spots, any amount. That's progress right there. Double pigeon. Sit your body upright. You might roll over onto your left hip and then gently swing your right leg around. I'm going to face you to show the legs, but your front shin is parallel. You can always have a block for support, parallel to the edge of your mat, and then the other leg also reaches and becomes parallel so that you're stacked like fire logs, which this is also called. Use your hands to pick up your hips and scoot them to the left so that both sitting bones root. You can have a block under your knee. You can have a block under your ankle. So, and then cross-legged is fine too, honestly. It's not about suffering. Remember that pain is inevitable, but the suffering is optional. You can take the pain out by modifying. Flex your toes toward your shins. You can stay upright. Or if you're feeling more open, you can forward fold over your shins. There is a middle ground that I do is I put my hands against my feet, especially the big toe mounds, and then I press my hands into my feet and my feet into my hands. And that helps to widen out and open up the outer hips for me. Inhale, lengthen your thigh bones away from your hips. Exhale, draw your belly in and curl your toes, pinky toes back toward your shins. You can wiggle here. If it feels good, relax in a forward fold. If it doesn't feel like relaxing, you can back out. Balloon breath into your hips, outer hips, low back, low belly. And then like you're letting pressure out of the balloon, exhale and feel for softening. Walk your hands back. Other side. Shake your legs out. And then switch. Right shin on bottom, left shin on top. Now there's a point of alignment where your foot is not inside. This is a very common way to do it. So if you look at me, your foot's inside, but that puts a lot of pressure on your knee for a lot of people. So even if your leg doesn't go as far down, put your ankle bone across your thigh. And that might mean that your knee is high to start. That's okay. Then pick your butt up and move to the right so that both sitting bones dig in and plug in. Flex your toes. Inhale, get long through your thighs and your torso. Exhale, pull belly in. If it feels okay, you can fold. So look at your ankles, your ankle bones, the insides that you can see, and make them as smooth as possible. So take the wrinkles out however you can, and you'll find that usually it's flexing your toes back in dorsal flexion helps, and then reaching out through your inner ankles. See how that impacts the feeling in your hips. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bow. Relax the back of your skull. And then do a little shake of your tailbone. Sometimes that shake can like break up old, stuck, fuzzy fascia. You wake up in the morning and all of your muscles have developed a little fuzz. And so movement breaks up the fuzz and gets them and your fascia to start moving again. So that little wiggle can break up the old stale stuff that grew over your muscles in the night in the fascia. Walk your hands back, sit up. Frog time. We're gonna get froggy with it. We got time. So you know the setup. I've been so thrilled about this one, I know. So if you have tweaky knees, especially, you gotta do lots of folding of your mat. If you have a thicker mat, you might not have to fold it as much, but fold it a couple times and then fold it in so your knees are super padded. And then it's 90-90 everywhere. Albina's using the block so she can rest on the block a little bit with which part of your body? Your belly? Yeah. Knees wide as is comfortable, and then maybe a little bit wider, and then make your shins parallel to your thighs and your feet parallel to your shins, so 90-90, and then you're on your forearms.
Perpendicular.
Excuse me, perpendicular. Where's my geometry today? Oh yeah, I left it in 9th grade. Sorry. Bring your hips back. Inhale, lengthen out through your thighs energetically. Exhale, draw the pit of your belly up and reach back with your hips. Relax your neck. So the front of your body is active and pulling in. Back of your body is expanding and drawing back. Hips back. Flex your toes and reach through your heels. Enjoy. If you're gripping at your teeth in your mouth, your eyes, you're probably not going to enjoy this. This is all about surrender. It's a surrender experiment. Inhale down into your low back. Exhale, draw low belly in and send your hips even further back toward your heels. When you think you want to quit, stay a little longer and see what's on the other side of that urge to quit. Maybe nothing, could be a breakthrough. but you won't know unless you stay past that urge when you normally would quit. So before you quit anything, stay a little longer. To release, you come forward. Slowly and gently. Oh, and kind of splat out. It's not pretty, but it's effective. Oh. And then let your hips kind of flatten out on the mat. You can bring your knees in and kind of windshield wiper them. Oh. This is like the frog that didn't make it across the highway. It's like splat. Oh. And that's kind of how it feels sometimes, right? Okay. Sit back and then reposition your mat for some more excitement. Seated single leg extension. It's also called Janu Sheersh-Asana, one-legged forward fold. So you can set it up by having your foot flat and then letting your knee go out, but the heel goes in if that's okay for your knee. Otherwise, you can have your knee straight up. Find a way that's comfortable. Left leg out, right leg in. And then I like to imagine that my sitting bones are reaching back and down, belly in. Inhale, lift my heart forward and up toward the sky. Then hinge at your hips, forward fold. You can bend your front knee a lot. Flex your toes back and find Tadasana. Roll your thigh, your extended thigh in. So these poses are really about letting it happen. There is activity in your legs, but the upper body is soft and supple. Press the back of your hamstring into the mat and imagine it flattening and widening. Inhale, right down into your hips, your sacrum, your hamstring, your low back. Exhale, draw your pinky toes back, firm up the front of your thigh. Release, walk your hands back. Switch. Breathe as you transition so that you teach yourself to move in a way that's filled with breath as you make transitions in your practice and in your life. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. So your hips, your sitting bones are moving down and back. Even your left leg is moving down and back as your right extended leg is moving. Your toe mounds are moving forward. Your heel is kind of dragging back of the extended leg toward your hamstring. So there's action in the back of your leg. Inhale, scoop your heart. Exhale, bow. Ease your shoulder blades away from your ears. Toes are pointed straight up. So if your toes got sleepy, remember one of the basic moves is active feet on both feet. So try that out. Let your foot go dead. Feel how that feels. Now activate Dorsiflex. Hug your heel in toward your hamstring. Feel how that feels. Totally different experience. Release. Walk your hands back. Sit up. Both legs out in front. Oh yeah. This is called seated forward fold, but it's also called Hashimoto, which means seated forward fold. It actually means something else. But anyway, seated forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Spin your thighs, bend your knees. Exhale, bow. Right now, find a little baby back bend. Extend your abdominal line and your heart forward and a little bit up. Exhale, pull with your arms as you bow forward and pull low belly in. Relax your neck. Tadasana. Flex the pinky toe edges back. Inner ankles roll to the ground. Outer heels dig back toward your hamstrings. Spin your thighs in. Inhale, get long. Exhale, bow. Slowly make your way out of that for tabletop. All right, so tabletop stage 1 is, it's kind of like bridge set up with your legs, hands are under your shoulders, and then press into your feet, lift your hips up. Chin can be toward your chest or look back. It's kind of decompressing all the back bends. If you want a little more, your legs are straight, so come down, straighten your legs. Now lift your hips up and try to put your big toe mounds into the mat. Release. I just said try to, but anyway, you just do it. Okay, release. Fish pose, lay down on your back. Actually, you might want to watch first, so just watch. Because once you get into it, you can't look around. So you can sit up and watch if you don't know what fish is. Hold on to your thighs or the mat. Pull on your thighs. Your forearms are on the ground. Lift your head up like you're a zombie coming out of the ground, chest up, and then head back. Keep lifting your heart. You can keep pulling with your arms. Hands can go to your chest in prayer. If you're feeling more advanced today, you can reach your hands toward your toes and maybe pull your belly and lift your legs. Keep lifting your heart. Release to come out. Pull on your thighs. Lift your heart. Then tuck your chin, let your head come down. Take a breath in. Open your mouth. Oh my goodness. Moving on. Shoulder stand. Now, do not look around when you get in shoulder stand. So watch first. If you have any questions, you watch. The modification is Viparita Karani, which is waterfall. Legs straight up. Albina's doing it. That's a great way to modify. You can also put the block under your sacrum in that pose. Depends on which feels better. For those of you who are handstanders and you had a wall, you have a handstand practice, you could do that now. Shoulder stand, you come up a little higher. You're still watching for now, and place your hands at your upper back, walking them away from your sacrum toward your shoulders, elbows in. Toes are in line with your eyes, and move a little more weight into your arms so you're not feeling it in your neck. Reach up through your inner legs. Active feet. Stay here and breathe. So, and head of the arm bones go into the earth so you have space around your neck and head. You're pressing your arms into the earth. Shoulder blades away from your ears. From shoulder stand, you could go into plow. That means the toes go over. Belly still goes in and up, so it's still very active. Thighs are very active. It's like that seated forward fold, but you're on your back. If your toes touch the ground, you can release your arms to the ground, if it feels okay. Keep breathing here. If you are ready, deaf man's pose is next. It could be deaf human's pose. How about that? And then bend your knees and round your spine. Let your knees fall on either side of your ears. I mean, it's doing it, but don't look around now. Your neck is in a gentle position, so fragile, potentially fragile position. So that's why you don't look around. To come out, very lovingly roll your way all the way down to the mat. If you're in headstand or some other option of inversion, come on down now. Lie down on your back for supine twist. This is a simple spinal twist. Draw your knees into your chest. And then make your knees right in line with your hips. 90-90 in your legs. Arms over your head like goalposts. Or like the letter H, top part of the H. And then let your knees go over to the right. Breathe deep and slow. You can roll your head back and forth. This isn't so much about a deep twist as to release your low back. If you want a little more of a stretch, you bring your knees a little closer to your armpits and your left knee a little more toward your right knee. Breathe deep and slow. One knee at a time, so it's less tension on your back. Come to center. Place both feet down. Pick up your hips and move them 1 or 2 inches to the right and place them back down. Knees together and go to the left. This is usually the part where I get some little cracks in my back. It'll feel good. Inhale, float your ribs, your sternum up toward your nose. Exhale, gently let your right ribs fall toward the earth, right shoulder. Come back to center. Supta Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees out wide. I would say if you wanted, you could do Supta Baddha Konasana where you hold your feet over your sacrum, but it's not by the book, or over your chest if that feels better. Otherwise, your feet are on the floor. Close your eyes. This is a good opportunity to close your eyes and to start to settle into deep rest. Let yourself have rest. Shavasana, corpse pose. Set it up with the same amount of intention that you would a handstand or something challenging, but to make space intentionally in your body and to soften deeply in every tissue, every cell. Let your Ujjayi breath release. Let your breath be natural, without any intention to control it. Relax your toes. Relax your ankles. Relax your knees, your thighs, your hips. Relax your low belly and low back, your abdomen, your low ribs. Relax your middle ribs, upper ribs, shoulders. Relax your upper arms, forearms, hands. Relax the base of your throat, your tongue, your jaw. Relax your eyes, your ears, your eyebrows. Relax your eyelashes, the skin on your cheeks, space between your eyebrows. Relax the bones at the top of your skull, back of your skull. Relax the front of your brain and let it soften to the back of your brain. Breathe into your whole body and let your whole body relax. Take a long, slow, luxurious breath in. Open your mouth and let all the tension out. Begin to wake your fingers and toes. Very lovingly, come alive. One by one, bring your knees into your chest and give yourself a loving squeeze. Roll very gently toward the screen and use your bottom arm as a pillow. And very slowly, with your eyes still closed, make your way up to seated and sit up really tall. Don't fix or figure out anything, but stay here. And when you get all the way upright, bring your hands to your heart, soft bow of your head. And I want to read you a quote from Patanjali, the author of the Yoga Sutras. When you're inspired by some great purpose, some extraordinary project, all of your thoughts break their bonds. All of your dormant faculties come alive. Your mind transcends limitations and your consciousness expands in every direction. And you find yourself in a new, great, and wonderful world. And you discover yourself to be a greater person by far than you ever dreamed yourself to be. You discover yourself to be a greater person by far than you ever dreamed yourself to be. Breathe that in. Namaste.
Namaste.
Yay! Jazz hands. Okay, we're going to take a 1 hour break. It's 11:05, 12:05 your time, so 1:05 your time, 12:05 our time. Take care of yourself, nourish yourself, wash your hands.